The suddenly resurgent Dodgers, who've gotten back to 500 on the year. Atlanta 1-2 so far in their western swing that started down in San Diego after an off day yesterday. Ozzie Albies and crew ready to go on the Toyota starting lineup. Once again, Dansby Swanson will hit second and play shortstop. Kurt Suzuki's in harness behind the plate. And Joe, a nice cheer for Charlie Culberson, the former Dodger, who's back in Braves colors here at Dodger Stadium tonight.
I tell you what, he was a very popular guy here in LA when he played for the Dodgers, especially last season in the postseason when he did so much to help them get to the World Series. This guy's hoping to do the same. Walker Buehler out of Vanderbilt University this year. His last 4 starts, 1-0 with a little higher ERA than his first 4, a little higher batting average against him. This guy's throwing 100 miles an hour, and he can range up 97, 98, 99 if he wants to. But he's a lot like Mike Foltynewicz in that he can do that, but he's learned to back off just a little bit and save something in reserve if he needs to. He's got a good curveball, he's got a slider, and the Dodgers are extremely high on this guy. They think he'll be the ace in waiting after something is done with Clayton Kershaw,
who's on the disabled list, one of 4 opening day starters for the Dodgers that are hurt at the start of this series tonight. And Ozzie digs in. We are underway. A blazing fastball missed high. 1 ball, no strikes. Not a cloud in the sky as Buehler gets ready for Ozzie, hitting .261. And Alan Porter says that one good enough. 75 degrees at first pitch. You see the shift with Muncy, Forsythe, and Bellinger on the right side of the diamond. Kike Hernandez, the Lone Ranger, on the left. And pop fly foul back toward us and just out of reach. First it's Ozzie, then it'll be a fun matchup with the second place Braves hitter, Dansby Swanson. I'll explain after Ozzie's at bat is resolved here. The pitch is fouled straight back.
Buehler was an interesting choice by the Dodgers back in 2015, a late first-round pick, and they knew he needed Tommy John surgery. In fact, after they signed him, he had that surgery in August of 2015, and he's back now.
And rolling in rotation. His 5th pitch is chopped towards second. That'll be easy for Forsythe. And we are underway with the ground ball out to second. So let's see if there's a mutual tip of the cap right here, because the man coming up for the Braves was the college teammate of Walker Buehler at Vanderbilt, Dansby Swanson. Little nod there from the Braves batsman. Dansby at .268, 6 homers, 25 driven in. Dansby getting another look at the number 2 spot in the lineup for Brian Snitker, which has really turned into the bad luck spot. Braves number 2 hitters since May 30th are 3 for their last 36 at the plate. Dansby entering June 7 for his first 21. And there's a good hook from Buehler. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right back up the middle, but Forsythe had him played perfectly and takes away a hit. That was going to be Dansby's first hit at Dodger Stadium, but Forsythe, positioned perfectly, was able to backhand and throw him out.
One thing you're going to see throughout this series is a lot of shifting. Forsythe moved up the middle, wasn't a drastic shift, but the Dodgers are eating up with sabermetrics and analytics. They have volumes of information. Their entire visiting clubhouse, former visiting clubhouse, is now full of the propeller heads.
Really?
Yes, full.
Well, it served him well on that hard hit ball from Dansby. 2 outs for Freddie Freeman.
Worked pretty well for him getting to the World Series last year too.
Yes, sir. Freddie at .338 on the year, 11 homers. He's knocked in 43. Freddie had a good year against the Dodgers last year. Let's see how he does tonight. This one's lifted toward left, where his former teammate Matt Kemp is under it, and he's got it. Easy inning for Buehler. 1, 2, 3, and out goes Atlanta. Former Dodger Brandon McCarthy goes to work next.
For the last several years, 5-2, 4.83 ERA, and this is an interesting stat on Brandon. He's 4-0 against the Phillies this year, an excellent ERA. 8 starts against everybody else, and the numbers aren't quite as glistening, but he'll try to do a number on his old ball club today. 34 years old, 6'8", 225. His 4 keys to pitching success: he needs to stay in the bottom range of this batting of the strike zone. This team is red hot. Try to get all those ground balls that he's so known for. And surprise 95. He's surprised us breaking out some 95. He would certainly surprise some of his old teammates if he showed some of that tonight too.
Brandon's coming off an excellent start last time out against the Nationals. Braves won his game in 14 innings. McCarthy went 6, struck out 7, walked none. Jock Peterson leads off. He's the Dodgers center fielder. And to Joe's point, he's one of the suddenly homer happy Dodger hitters.
What a road trip. 8 for 17 on the road trip with 5 homers,
including a leadoff blast in Pittsburgh yesterday. So McCarthy misses for the first time. 1 ball, 1 strike for Jock Peterson. A couple years ago, this guy burst into the Dodger lineup, and Vin Scully said he is the prototypical 3 outcome hitter. He's going to hit a home run, he's going to walk, or he's going to strike out.
But his strikeouts are down, Chip. He's made some adjustments. Several of these hitters who were really locked into launch angle and those 3 outcomes have made some adjustments.
Bouncing ball right to Freddie. He's got the friendly hop on a Friday night, and Peterson is out number 1. Dodgers are red hot. They've won 7 of 10, 15 of 20, and they have scored 117 runs in those last 20 games. So you're right, Joe. Their offense has really heated up as the weather is heated up. Remarkable job by Dave Roberts with this Toyota starting 9 to rise from the ashes of 10 games under 500 and 8.5 games off the lead. They've gained 7 games in the standings in 3 weeks.
And to do it without 4 of their starting pitchers. Pretty amazing. They're scoring enough to cover up any inefficiencies of the backup pitchers.
This is Max Muncy, a new face for the Braves to see in Dodger colors. And he pops the first pitch up to Ryan Flaherty in foul territory. There's a lot of that here, which should help Brandon tonight. And quickly 2 are out. And now here's Matt Kemp.
A lighter version of Matt Kemp. Some say as many as 30 pounds lighter. Little acknowledgement to the Braves dugout.
So two men traded for each other, squaring off here in the first inning. And Kemp, the league's leading hitter, is quickly down a strike. You have to give Matt credit. It was a salary dump for both clubs. The Dodgers wanted to offload Kazmier's deal. They wanted to offload McCarthy's deal. The Braves wanted to get rid of Matt Kemp's money for next year, this year. And they were able to come to an agreement as Kemp strokes one into center field for a 2-out hit. And he went to spring training, Joe, frankly, having to win a job here. Because, as you know, the Dodgers, with their open checkbook, they could have just said, see you later to Matt Kemp and eat the money. But he and his former teammate reuniting after a 2-out single here in the first.
Well, one of the things the scouting reports we got on him was that he's turning on fastballs and he's got enough extension on his swing to cover sliders. That was not a great slider, and he was on it.
And that brings up Cody Bellinger, the Dodger first baseman. He too has 3 homers in his last 3 games. Interesting that you make the point about launch angle and how some of these Dodger hitters are changing from that lift and separate mode to an altogether different approach. Perhaps that's instrumental in their success.
This is one of the guys that's trying to change that a little bit. Great year last year, but got off to a horrible start this year and bouncing back. Not quite as upright as he was, but boy, his head moves a lot. If you watch how he starts very upright and then begins to bend his knees and his head is moving.
Bellinger had a 39 homer, 97 RBI year for the Dodgers. He scored 87 runs.
What did he do in the World Series?
In the World Series, 4 for 28 with 17 strikeouts.
Astros really wore him out. He had done such a great job for the Dodgers right up to that point. And they were doing a lot of that damage down and in, which is really a sweet spot for him, but he was swinging over a lot of sliders.
Kemp with a microscopic lead at first. Dangerous pitch to Bellinger, and McCarthy walks him. And that'll bring up Yasiel Puig.
Brandon didn't walk a batter in his last outing against Washington. 6 innings, 4 hits, no walks, and struck out 7. That was the 14-inning game, and he got a no decision.
Puig coming off a 28 homer year last year. He played in every game but 10 for the Dodgers. In 499 at bats, Puig only struck out 100 times. In this day and age, that's pretty impressive. He scored 9 runs in his last 10 games, hitting .382 in that stretch. You will hear a lot of similar numbers up and down this Dodger lineup this entire series. Puig now 27 years old. He'll turn 28 in December. Two on, 2 out for McCarthy. And he missed inside.
He missed 10 days. He was on the DL from late April into May 9th with a left hip contusion. Also early on, they didn't have Justin Turner, you might remember. We're talking about the pitchers that are missing. They missed a lot of their lineup too.
And now they're without their shortstop, Corey Seager, who's out. Little looper behind first. That's down for a hit. Markakis charges. Run around third is going to score. The throw to third is late. Yasiel Puig with a bloop single. And McCarthy's touched up for a first inning run. All this damage after 2 quick outs. So no road weariness for the Dodgers offense. They've come back home and are off to a quick 2-out start.
Sinker that didn't sink enough. Again, he's going to have to live at the knees or below tonight with this hot hitting team. Kemp's base hit didn't hurt, but the walk put him in position to score.
So here's Monty Grandal, who leads all National League catchers in runs scored, digs in with 2 outs and runners at the corners. And there's a hook from McCarthy, strike 1. This could be a very productive night for Atlanta if they can win. Nationals lost, the Phillies are losing. The Braves started play tonight tied for the Eastern Division lead with the Nationals. The Phillies lost for the 8th time in their last 11 games, or on the cusp of losing, I should say. It's 12-4 in the 9th. No balls and a strike, 1st and 3rd. And they got him. Puig picked off first. So that'll help McCarthy, assuming that play is not overturned on review. The Dodgers might be taking a look. Puig broke towards second, and Freddie tagged him on the elbow. The out call by Angel Hernandez at first. Let's see if the Dodgers take a peek.
Got him leaning. He was going to go. And they are going to take a look at it.
Call on the field is under review.
So Angel Hernandez rings up Yasiel Puig, and the Dodgers will challenge the call at first base. Will there be enough evidence to overturn the call at first? And I think Brian Snitker might be asking, why did it take so long for the Dodgers to initiate that challenge?
Bill Miller is the crew chief. Puig went back with his left hand. He pulled his right swim move, pulled his right hand back. So the question is, did the tag get applied to the right arm before the left hand got in there? Angel kind of blocks the point of tag and reaching. I don't think they'll be able to overturn that.
And that angle looked like Freddie had the tag on the shoulder before the fingertips touched the bag anyway. And the verdict is in. He is out. Puig is picked off, and that ends the Dodger first inning. A single, a walk, and a base hit by Puig gives LA an early 1-0 lead.
Welcome back to the diamond.
Open and exclusively online. Make sure your favorite Braves are represented on this year's squad by voting at Braves.com/vote. Catch all the excitement of the 89th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard July 17th live on Fox. Nick Markakis, more hits than any other active player and never to be an all-star. Perhaps 2018 is his year.
Sorry, Chip. Sorry, certainly worthy of your vote and mine.
81 hits for Markakis, leads the National League. He starts the second inning with the Braves down a run, and that's skied foul. No balls and a strike. If you are a baseball lifer like Markakis, I would imagine hitting in a place like this is a real treat. Foul back and out of play, quickly 0-2.
National League ranks so far on the year 4th in average. Chip told you about the hits, multi-hit games, lowest strikeout rate. Contact is a good thing.
Buehler ready and delivers and popped up. And Nick's still alive, 0-2. Buehler threw 11 pitches in the opening frame. Great play by Logan Forsythe up the middle. Rob Dansby Swanson of a hit. And he got through the first. 1-2-3. Suzuki and Inciarte to follow for Atlanta. First the 0-2. Again to second. Forsythe has been busy. That's his third assist. 3 ground ball outs for Buehler, who is rolling along merrily to start, something the Dodgers desperately hope will happen tonight.
Oh, they really need him to go deep in the ball game. They had to use 9 pitchers yesterday in a bullpen game against Pittsburgh because of an injury, another because a guy only went an inning and a third. They had to go deep in their pen earlier in the series. And then the long trip, they were all exhausted when they got here to the park today. No batting practice. Everybody was just told to get dressed and then play.
So maybe they're playing on adrenaline to start. Hopefully that'll run out sooner rather than later. Suzuki skies the first pitch. He sees it as shallow right. Puig is there, and he's got it near the line. 2 quick outs. Yeah, those 9 relief pitchers, unprecedented for Los Angeles. It is the first time in Los Angeles Dodger history they used 9 relief pitchers in a game.
And they've got 10 on their roster tonight. Rick Honeycutt's done a good job piecemealing it together.
I wonder if he handed out "Hello, my name is" stickers for
Might have
all their guys when they got back home. Here's Ender. Ender had the day off in San Diego 2 days ago. And with the off day yesterday, he should be fresh and ready, and takes a called strike. Ender's had better luck against the righties this year. Let's hope that continues against Buehler. This is outside at 97 and very free and easy.
Buehler had a start in Colorado his last time out that many people would say didn't look very good on paper, but in Colorado wasn't bad, and he won 12-4. He only went 5 innings, gave up 8 hits and 4 runs, walked 2, and struck out a season low 2 batters, but got the win.
He's quickly ahead of Ender. A ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty, 5 up, 5 down for the Braves so far. And that one dropped by Grandal. Ender's still alive.
You know, Ender was chomping at the bit to play tonight after a day off Wednesday and the off day yesterday.
He's choked up with 2 strikes and 2 outs. And I think your comparison of Mike Foltynewicz and Walker Buehler is a very, very good one. This guy has easy velocity.
Out of Lexington, Kentucky. 6'1", 180.
Another ground ball to Forsythe, the MVP of the game so far for the Dodgers. 4 ground outs to the second baseman. Braves are retired in order in inning number 2. FIFA World Cup is coming to Fox and FS1 with every match live and over 300 hours of coverage. The world's biggest sporting event is only 6 days away, and it's only on Fox and FS1. Big game for Atlanta in Los Angeles tonight. Braves trying to get back to 500 on this road trip and perhaps gain ground on the Phillies and Nationals in the East. They're down a run after 1.5 tonight.
Does that surprise you? Being down a run
No.
on the West Coast?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, gone it. Braves have lost 12 of 17 here in this ballpark since 2013. And 18 and 39 against the West since 2015.
Line drive deep center on the very first pitch, and it's gone. Grandal got a second look at McCarthy after Puig was picked off, and he's hit another home run. And LA jumps in front 2-0. As you said, Joe, these guys are swinging it.
Well, about all you can say positive about that is that at least it wasn't a 3-run homer. Leading off the inning instead of having runners aboard and something above the knees. You know, people always say the catcher hitting against his old teammate that he used to catch might have an advantage. Certainly appeared so there.
So 10 home runs for Grandal, 2-0 Dodgers. Nobody out in the second, and Kike Hernandez the hitter.
Fastball, center cut. 10th home run allowed by McCarthy also.
One thing we know about Brandon, he throws strike one an awful lot. 70% of the time his opposing batsman is behind in the count. He has thrown strike one to 6 of the first 7 Dodger hitters so far. The lone man to see ball one is this man, Kike Hernandez. He's 1 for his last 12 at the plate. And bounced foul, even count. This guy's a really valuable player in this era of flexibility for major league franchises and major league managers. He can play everywhere. Gives you a good at bat. Has a little pop. He hit 11 homers last year. And he lifts one a mile high to left. Charlie Culberson, though, is going to have room, and he puts it away for the first out. Now Logan Forsythe, the batter. He's the Dodgers second baseman.
Forsythe is another one of their guys that got off to a slow start. Unfortunately for him, he hasn't really been able to recover. Hitting .212, as you see, just one home run.
Forsythe, another find for the Dodgers. Began his career in San Diego, then went to Tampa Bay, where he had a 20 home run season in 2016. The Dodgers got him in 2017.
Remember, though, they were after another second baseman. Guy with the Twins.
Oh, Dozier. Brian Dozier.
They were trying like crazy to make a deal for him. It didn't happen, and they signed Forsythe.
Got him for Jose De Leon before the 2016 season, and Forsythe did good work for LA last year. Made just 6 errors. And he lifts another one in the air. This one deeper into right center field. Ender is there. Markakis backs him up. And Forsythe hits one to the warning track.
I have to get the ball down.
Yeah, it is jumping. They are getting very good looks at McCarthy so far. 2 outs after the homer. And here's Walker Buehler. I bet this kid wishes he had $1 every time someone called him Ferris.
You know it.
When he keeps pitching like this, we won't have to worry about it. As you said, a first-round pick out of Henry Clay High School in Kentucky, and then Vanderbilt, and then Los Angeles.
After he came back from his Tommy John surgery, he spent very little time in the minor leagues. He started in A, went to AA, went to AAA, and was in the big leagues with the big club before the end of last season.
Yeah, got his feet wet for LA, pitched in 8 games, gave up 8 runs in 9 innings. It has a 2-0 lead now. And McCarthy's gone 2-1 to the pitcher. A 2-out bloop by Puig in the first. A first pitch homer by Grandal in the second for LA. And fouled back 2-2. That game in Philly's gone final now. Milwaukee beat them 12-4. Giants beat the Nationals 9-5. Steven Strasburg came out of that game early. Inflammation in his pitching shoulder. He will have an MRI tomorrow for the Nationals. The pitch is caught out and missed. And that is strikeout number 1 for Brandon McCarthy. He's due third in the third for Atlanta. It's the Dodgers by 2.
up to bat, and you know they are awaiting the return of Ronald Acuna Jr. And Brian Snitker told us for the first time today he did resume to baseball activities. So he hit off of a tee today, and he also did some light jogging. He said that he looked good and he felt good, but this is definitely something that they don't want to rush. He said there is no timetable on his return, but everything was good to go today, and they will continue to ease him back into baseball activities while the Braves are on this road trip before they send him off to a rehab assignment, Chip and Joe, and hopefully we will see him back in this lineup soon.
Indeed, Kelsey, and it's pretty amazing that he's even able to do what he's doing just 2 weeks out of that injury that he suffered at Fenway Park in Boston. I think everybody thought that that was going to be it for the year for Ronald. And so I would imagine, Joe, that anything Acuna gives him from this point on is gravy after that horrific knee buckling play at first.
No question. Agreed. I thought his season was over.
Well, Charlie Culberson got a nice cheer during pregame introductions. Big part of the Dodger club last year. He's become a big part of this Braves team. He's red hot, riding a 7-game hitting streak. And he takes a called strike. Ground ball to third. Muncy's got it. His throw to first in time. Buehler is getting the ball on the ground on this warm evening. That's his 5th ground out so far, and he set down the first 7 Braves in order. And here's Ryan Flaherty. Rare start for Ryan. Remember, he started 23 of the first 29 Atlanta games. He is making his 5th start since game 29 this year. Tonight for Atlanta.
Good hook. Took a little off. Slow curve. Nice. It's a knuckle curve too, by the way.
Johan Camargo having a rough road trip. 1 for 13 at the plate. So Flaherty gets a chance to face a right-handed pitcher. Batting 8th in front of Brandon McCarthy, looking to be the first Braves batter to reach tonight. Two balls and a strike. To the shortstop. Perfectly positioned was Hernandez. Kike throws him out.
Ground out.
Pitcher number 32.
6 of them. 8 up, 8 down for Atlanta, whose offense has, shall we say, cooled off quite a bit over the last 3 weeks.
Had that big game in San Diego. Looked like they were ready to explode and break it open again. And came back in the day game on Wednesday and only scored 1 run, and that was on Freddie's home run in the first inning.
Braves for a while were averaging over 5 runs a game. Last 17 games, of which they've won just 8. Braves are averaging fewer than 4 runs per afternoon or evening. It's 9 up, 9 down for Buehler with 7 ground outs. He enjoys a 2-0 lead, and the top of the Dodger order returns. Game 1 of the season series between Atlanta and Los Angeles. Glad you're with us tonight on Fox Sports South. Joe Simpson, Kelsey Wingert, Chip Carey, Brian Woodrum, Gretchen Caney, Mike Miller, Jenkins, and our great crew, including our photographer Sean Farnham. Braves are catching the Dodgers at a real bad time. Dave Roberts' club was in deep trouble a month ago. They're red hot now.
And a real good ERA, too, for a club that's missing so many key parts of the rotation, striking out almost 10 batters per game, 34 home runs over those 20 games.
And the Dodgers are fortunate to have gotten hot when they did, because when LA started smoking, the Arizona Diamondbacks started collapsing. They've had an awful May and month of June, in large part because the Diamondbacks offense has gone cold. So LA's only a game and a half out west all of a sudden. Arizona winning tonight at game 6-4 in the 7th at Coors Field. Top of the order, Jock Peterson leads off versus McCarthy. A high hook taken for a strike. Peterson bounced out to Freddie Freeman to start his night. And just like that, it's 0-2. That missed inside. It's now 1-2. Peterson's done most of his damage against right-handed pitching. But not this time. He flails and misses. McCarthy struck out the last 2 Dodger hitters in order. And that's the first out of inning number 3.
Yeah, the same with Brandal, switch hitter, hit his 10th homer last inning. All 10 of his homers have been off right-handed pitching. Good pitch there, Brandon. Got that one down.
Leadoff man down for the Dodgers. Here's Muncy.
Our first look at him, and was described to me as a baseball player, meaning he may not really do any one thing in a spectacular fashion, but he does a lot of things well. Plays hard.
One ball, one strike. Well, his bio leads you to believe he is a good baseball player. Went to Baylor, freshman All-American, breaking Baylor freshman homer and RBI records, a 2-time All Big 12 conference player at first base. Oakland took him in the 5th round in 2012, and then the Dodgers got him, and he's going to ground out to Freddie Freeman, and there's the second out. McCarthy settling in now. He's retired 5 straight, and Matt Kemp the hitter. Kemp leads Scooter Gennett in the National League batting chase. He singled and scored the first run in the opening inning.
They're your batting leaders with Freddie and Markakis right in there behind Gennett. It's kind of funny with Matt facing his team from the last couple of years. The first 2 pitchers weren't on his team at any one time. It's traded for McCarthy. Anibal Sanchez joined the team in spring training, so they're still wide open opponents. Sean Newcomb expected to pitch Sunday, would be his only former teammate among the starters.
Kemp might be making a bid for comeback player of the year in the National League after a disappointing end to his Atlanta tenure. Scored his 16th run in his last 18 games in the opening inning tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Try to tie him up inside. Ball 2. And look, it's obvious for Matt Kemp, it's in there. He's done this before. He's had some big years in a Dodger uniform. One of them, I think he probably should have won the MVP. Instead, it went to Ryan Braun. But to your point, he's in great shape. He's rejuvenated his career here in LA. I think he's got another year left on that contract.
Right. He's got all the money he could ever want. He's had success, and as he says, I want to win. I want to be on a winning team.
He's doing his part as Albies shifts to the third base side of the second base bag, and Kemp was fooled with a slow curveball. So McCarthy set down 6 in a row with 3 strikeouts. Top of the Braves order coming up in the 4th. 2-0 Dodgers lead.
Due up second, and you heard Chip mention that him and Dodgers starting pitcher Walker Buehler are former college teammates. Well, they're also former roommates. They lived together their freshman year. I've stayed close since. They were both drafted in the first round in 2015, and this is actually their first time ever facing each other in a game. And I asked Dansby if they had been talking smack to each other leading up to this, and he said no, we are both way too competitive for that, especially against each other. So you saw the head nod before that first at bat. And now it is game on, fellas.
And the Braves need to get someone on against Buehler, who set down the first 9 in order. I would think the Braves would have a much better idea of what this young man is offering now as he goes through the lineup a second time. Muncy way off the line at third base as Ozzie digs in. And that's lifted to the left side and out of play. If you're not familiar with Dodger Stadium and you have not seen many games here, it is remarkable the renovations that have taken place here with regards to the dugouts and all the premium seating behind home plate. Those light blue seats and the dugout used to be foul territory here. 0-2 pitch. And that's over the outside corner, a blazing fastball. So Albies down on 3 pitches. That is strikeout number 1 for Buehler. He set down the first 10 men in order.
That was curious. 2-strike bunt offering, but didn't bunt it. And it was a strike.
So you think about all the foul ground that was here. How did a hitter ever keep the at bat alive, and how did a starting pitcher or relief pitcher ever lose a game?
Remember I told you about the long walk at Fenway?
Yeah.
The dugout is a long one here too, buddy. Shorter now.
That bounces up there for Dansby, who has the hardest hit ball by a Brave, and unfortunately Forsythe nabbed it at the second base bag. How about a wild pitch? Think about how far the Dodger catchers would have to go to pick one up off the backstop.
Or a Padres catcher one day when He had a bunt on, and I went first to third on a ball that got by the catcher.
Is that right?
Yeah, so far from home plate.
Did he go? Angel says yes. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last time out in San Diego, the Braves were held to a run on 4 hits. Game 2 of that series, Atlanta exploded to a 14-1 win. Then lost 11-4 in the opener. Down at Petco, the pitch is low and outside. 2 balls and a strike.
I think that bullpen start by the Padres did throw the Braves off some, changing a pitcher every time through the order.
Hey, you looked up and down the Braves lineup. There were several guys who saw 3 different pitchers in their first 3 at bats.
Right. Brian Snitker said as much, saying it was hard when you're seeing a guy only 1 at bat. You don't have any ability to base another at bat on.
And in for a strike. It's a full count. Buehler does not walk many men. He has struck out 51. He's walked just 11. So to beat him, you're going to have to hit him. And right now, the Braves don't have a hit. They don't have a base runner yet. Fly ball center. Peterson is there and has it. Dansby's hit it on the button twice and has a tough luck 0 for 2. And that brings up Freddie Freeman, who flied out to Matt Kemp. This is Freddie's 25th game here at Dodger Stadium. 4 homers, 13 RBIs for his career here. And yes, he sees another shift. Forsythe playing in shallow right field. They're giving Freeman the whole left side of the infield if he wants to poke a ball the opposite way here.
It was a 91-mile-an-hour backdoor slider. And threw a 90-mile-an-hour changeup last inning for a ground out. He got Albies to start the game one-handing a swing on a changeup that was right at 90 miles an hour. Everyone around the Dodger camp you talk to about Buehler says they're kind of guarding themselves, but they're saying he's very special. And that in baseball parlance is he's going to be pretty good.
Got all the pitches tonight. Nothing to eliminate for the Braves hitters yet, as he's breezed to this point. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In LA, and a fly home from Pittsburgh yesterday after a bullpen game against the Pirates that they won. And so the goal for Buehler, take the bullpen out of the equation if he can. He's got a couple of early runs to play with, which also helps. A 2-out hit by Puig and a Grandal homer leading off the second. And now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He set down the first 12 in order with a couple of strikeouts. Upper 90s heat effortlessly from Buehler.
Toyota dealers, let's go places. And by SunTrust, confidence starts here.
What if my partner sounds extra buff tonight? That's because he was hanging out at Venice Beach on the off day yesterday. Looking strong, sounding strong tonight, buddy.
Yeah, my pecs are a little crispy.
What a great place to have an off day. Venice Beach, Santa Monica, heck. Anywhere on the beach in Los Angeles is a real treat. No day at the beach for Brandon McCarthy, however. He's down 2-0. Braves offense is 0 for 12 to start. Bellinger, Puig, and Grandal get things started here in the fourth. McCarthy set down 6 straight and another first pitch strike. Bellinger walked, which brought up Puig, and he dumped a single into right field for the first Dodger run. Fly ball to right, but right at Markakis, who's got it. And there's out number 1. Brandon set down 7 straight. Is it normal, Joe, to see some of these outfielders hesitate a moment when they make a catch in this big ballpark?
Yeah, you're not used to, first of all, it's kind of twilight right now. Probably a little hard for them to see. But also with the enormous height of the area behind home plate, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 5 different levels there. That depth perception can really throw you off.
Here's Puig. A very Puig-like first inning. Big hit, but then gets picked off in front of Grandal, who hits a homer leading off the next inning.
Yeah, it was.
However, this guy against the Braves here in LA has torn him up. 8 RBIs, 3 homers, and a .410 batting average against Braves pitching in his home park. That's maybe been Brandon's best pitch.
No question, the curveball, and you could see Kurt too. Kurt had his glove almost on the ground, trying to, if that's a target, way down there. Well placed.
Now can he finish him off? Not with that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now full count.
Try to reach back for a little extra there and then make sure he kept it down, and not close enough for him to offer, but at 94.
Another fly ball to right. Markakis will have room, however. And a nice comeback by McCarthy. 8 up, 8 down.
See what Ender did there? Ender was right over there behind Nick, just in case he lost it. He knows it's hard to see right now, too.
Yeah, very high sky here in LA. And no trouble for Markakis. Here's Grandal, first pitch homer leading off the second inning. Dodgers have hit 18 homers in their last 7 games. Some of that because of their trip to Colorado. But when you factor in they hit 34 homers their first 39 games, that is quick strike.
Yeah, they took care of Pittsburgh too, that short porch and right with their lefty hitters.
Straightaway center. Ender back. Warning track wall. Goodbye. A 2-homer game for Grandal.
Funny, I didn't think that sounded as good as the one Puig hit. But but he got some great extension on it. He threw him a curveball and just missed for ball one. Came back, same pitch, almost identical pitch. Center cut. And he got both of them. Almost the same pitch that he hit out is what I meant.
9th career multi-homer game for Grandal, who entered this action tonight with 3 hits in his previous 20 at-bats. So maybe he does know something that he could use against McCarthy tonight. So it's a 3-0 Dodger game in game 1. Here's Kike Hernandez. Didn't get the off-speed pitch. It's an even count. Of those 9 multi-homer games for Grandal, 6 of them have come here in Los Angeles. Right there, a strike, 1 and 2. So no luck so far on Joe's Ford keys to the game for McCarthy. He's had the ball up in the zone, and that 95 has been hit hard. That's just foul at third. And Kike Hernandez heads back to the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I remember a conversation I had with Rick Mundy here last year about this ballpark, one that he actually instigated, saying, do you remember the ball jumping out of Dodger Stadium like this at night? And I said, no, I don't. Always seemed like heavy air. Rick, longtime Major League player, of course, and longtime radio broadcaster for the Dodgers, too.
I mean, it wasn't an unseasonably hot day here in LA. 75 degrees at first pitch. As that takes care of Hernandez and the Dodgers, but they get another 2-out run. The second of 2 homers by Yasmani Grandal gives LA a 3-run lead after 4. Nick Markakis leads off the 5th inning. He's our Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot.
And boy,
feature.
has he ever. Hits, runs, doubles, first or second in those key categories. He should be an all-star, you know.
So, partner, what is it about this Braves offense, innings 1 through 6? This is now an extended stretch where they're struggling to get anything going offensively. Yes, they faced good pitching during the last 3 weeks. And the comebacks are certainly exciting, but nothing doing through 4.
I wouldn't guess that you can live on that for a full season, though.
No.
And they got that run in the first inning in San Diego the other night, and it opened up the floodgates for a lot of runs in the first 5 innings.
And that takes care of the perfect game bid. Right back up the middle. Off the bat of the National League hit leader, Nick Markakis, his 82nd base hit of the year.
Buehler's had to tap dance a couple of times. Lucky to get out of the way of that one. That was 105-mile-an-hour exit velocity. There's a base runner. That's a start.
And he has to go to the stretch for the first time. Maybe that'll get him out of rhythm a bit. As Kurt Suzuki steps up after popping out to right field.
And they started Kurt with a breaking ball, and I was surprised he swung at it. He's such a good fastball hitter. I was surprised he offered. There you go.
Interesting look by Buehler out of the stretch. He almost goes into a full crouch, and then as he stands erect, he doesn't really pause much as he brings the baseball toward the plate. Watch this. More of a pause there than the first one, and that's hammered foul. Hey, great play down the line.
Nice catch.
So Kurt behind 0-2. Nick Markakis has the first Atlanta hit. Swing and a high fly ball wallop toward left. Kemp is back to the wall. He can't get it. It's off the fence. Markakis on his way to third. They're going to green light him. Peterson comes up quickly. His throw to the plate is going to be late. Angel Hernandez with good umpire rotation got to the plate, had an excellent look. And Kurt Suzuki puts the Braves on the board with a double off the wall in left field.
Well, when Peterson cut that throw loose, I thought, okay, well, he overthrew the cutoff man. Little did I know that he was going to put one right on home plate all the way from where he was. Matt not able to haul it in. And watch this, barehanded. One hop. Made it a close play. Kurt just missed a homer.
But he does double on the 0-2 pitch, and Atlanta's on the board. Here's Ender. Runner at second with nobody out. 3-1 game now. And a good cut. Strike one.
Nick was having to dodge the tag, and he must have barely gotten this with his hand. Oh, right in the middle of the plate. No barely about it. Nicely done by Nick.
You bet. Easy call for Angel Hernandez. Again, tip your cap to the umpires. They had excellent rotation on that play. Alan Porter went to third. Todd Titchener went out, make sure everything was handled cleanly in the outfield, and Hernandez rotated to the plate and had a perfect look at the Markakis slide. Now a little soft fly ball toward left. That won't advance the runner. Kemp puts that away. One out.
Get the run in, but you got a runner at second, nobody out, and you still want to get him over.
16, Charlie Culberson.
So Ender is 0 for 2. Charlie Culberson played pepper with Max Muncy at third base and was retired to start the third inning. He took a shot at right field. That's headed out of play, foul, and strike one. Charlie is our Synovus Greatness Made Here feature. Look at what he's done over his last 11 games.
361 average. Bumped up his average coming into play tonight to 262 overall. 7-game streak. Very
economical work by Walker Buehler. He set down the first 12 with a couple of strikeouts. A lot of ground ball outs for Buehler so far. See if Charlie can bring home Suzuki. The pitch is popped into shallow right. Out goes Forsythe. He says he's got it and does.
He's got enough on his fastball to get it in on these guys, especially when he's ahead in the count. And they're even looking fastball. He's able to jam them.
The Braves bullpen is working. Sam Freeman is up. Ryan Flaherty's the batter. If Ryan can reach, the Braves might pinch hit for McCarthy and take a shot at picking up a couple of runs here, even with the 2 outs. Flaherty grounded out to short his first time up. And out of play. So the Braves have one of those runs back. But the score 3-1 Los Angeles. Markakis, the first base hit for the Braves. Kurt Suzuki with a double off the wall on an 0-2 pitch. Brought him home. He's still at second now, 2 outs. And fouled at the plate, 0-2. Cardinals and Reds are in extra innings. They also had a rain delay in Cincinnati tonight. Cincinnati's come back to make it 6-6 in the 10th. Miami shut out San Diego 4-0 down at Marlins Park. So Flaherty's got to protect 0-2. Buehler really wants to think over this pitch, as he stepped off twice now. Now he's ready. Here it comes. And Ryan didn't chase. We're seeing more and more pitchers utilize that pitch. Maybe not the same velocity, but the same location to try to counteract that launch angle. As Joe mentioned, that's something the Dodger hitters have adjusted to, and their offense has taken off as a result of late.
Although I'm not sure how many of them would admit to it, that they've actually made some changes from that.
1-2. Struck him out of the outside corner. Fox track showed it caught the corner of the strike zone, and Flaherty frustrated, as are the Braves, who had him run in, a man at second and nobody out, and could not advance or score Suzuki. Buehler's third strikeout ends the inning, but the Braves are on the board in the top of the 5th. Okay, Andre, thank you very much. Unfortunately for Steven Strasburg, it's not one thing, it's another. And we will all await the word on that MRI. Nationals and Braves tied atop the division. Braves trailing tonight. Washington already in the loss column as the Giants beat them 9-5.
Something interesting between innings, and that was Alan Porter, after ringing up Flaherty, walked to the middle of the diamond and to hand deliver a baseball to Brandon McCarthy. Now, Brian Flaherty's got to walk right by him. I don't know if he was out there to bait Ryan somehow into saying something else, or if he had a message to deliver to Brandon, but it was very odd to see an umpire walk to the mound after that.
Interesting. 1 ball, 1 strike. High fly ball lifted toward right, but it's going to stay in the park. And Markakis at the edge of the track makes the play, and Forsythe is retired for the 2nd time on a fly ball out. Well, the Dodgers have hit some deep flies in this game. 2 of them have left the yard. And here's Buehler, the Dodger pitcher. I'm guessing, and it's only a guess, as Freeman continues to warm, this will be Brandon's last inning. He's due first when the Braves hit in the 6th. That'll help his cause. Buehler will be retired on a comebacker. 2 outs. And now Jock Peterson hits. He's grounded out and has struck out. Again, sometimes it's not who you face, but when you face them. The Braves had played the Dodgers 3-4 weeks ago. They were a moribund club. Not pitching, not hitting, not winning. None of those things are accurate right now. LA winning 15 of 20. They've won 5 of their last 6 series. The only blemish, a split. Up and away, 1 ball, no strikes.
A lot of people picked them to repeat as National League champions, get right back in the World Series. Well, they had a great year last year. A real magical year for some of their players.
Fly ball hit deep toward right field. Jock Peterson's hit the 3rd Dodger homer tonight. This is unbelievable. That's 6 homers in 6 games for Peterson.
Hanging breaking ball again. See Kurt Suzuki's reaction. And that's going to end the night for McCarthy.
So it's not a happy return to Dodger Stadium for Brandon McCarthy, who lasts 4 2/3 innings. He surrenders 5 hits, 3 of them homers. He struck out 4 and walked 1. So it's 4 runs allowed for McCarthy. The Braves will have to go to their bullpen early, trailing 4-1. Brian Snitker on his way to the mound. We'll see how Sam Freeman fares as the Braves continue here in the bottom of the 5th. checks in to play third base. He'll bat in the number 9 spot, which is coming up first in the 6th inning. Sam Freeman's had plenty of rest. He'll face Max Muncy with 2 out. Sam's had a good run. He last pitched in the opener down in San Diego. He went an inning of 1 hit scoreless ball. And once he pops one down the left field line, foul, even count. Joe was right on target with Brandon McCarthy and his Ford Keys tonight, hoping Brandon would have good luck in the bottom of the zone. Didn't happen.
At times, there in the 2nd, 3rd inning, there were some signs of it.
This one's lifted deep toward left. That ball's going to carry the opposite way. Back-to-back homers for the Dodgers off 2 different Braves pitchers. Somebody check and make sure they're not using aluminum bats. The ball is flying when the Dodgers are hitting them. It's 5-1. They've hit 4 solo homers.
Lefty on lefty, too. Took Sam the other way. And he is shocked.
4th time the Dodgers have had a back-to-back homer sequence this year. Grandal's hit 2. Peterson and Muncy 1 apiece. Puig the other RBI in the 1st inning, in LA now a 4-run lead with Walker Buehler rolling.
Going back to Peterson, that was his 7th home run. His 6th in as many games, as you pointed out. He had 1 homer before that. So he's found something that will work, that's helping him make better contact, not strike out as much, and drive the ball.
And Freeman rattled. He's missed with 3 straight. Turner Ward is the Dodger hitting coach. Brant Brown is their assistant hitting coach, along with Luis Ortiz for the Dodgers. They have to like what they've seen tonight. As Matt Kemp now with a 3-2 count. Base is empty for the Dodger left fielder. The pitch is cut on and missed, and that retires the side. The Dodgers get 2 more homers with 2 outs. They've hit 3 of those tonight, 4 in total, and we go to the 6th.
Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. And by Delta Airlines.
Well, it's been a quiet night for the Braves fans here in Los Angeles. Walker Buehler retired the first 12 men in a row. Got a quick 2-0 lead. LA's hit 3 solo home runs to extend their advantage now to 5-1. Johan Camargo's first at bat of the night is upon us. 61 pitches for Buehler, 45 strikes. He's had 1 full count. He's gone to 0-2 on 6 batters. And he struck out 3 of them. Very impressive young right-handed pitcher.
Using all his pitches. Started Camargo this inning with the slow curve. But the backbone of all of it is that high 90s fastball.
Good take by Camargo, who's ahead, 2 balls and a strike. Need to get this guy going at the plate. Johan 1 for his last 13 on the road trip. And pulled into the suits. 2-2. It's a bouncing ball foul and out of play. The Braves got some bad news today down in the minor leagues. Austin Riley, their very exciting looking third base prospect, injured his knee diving for a ground ball and had to be placed on the disabled list.
That hurts.
Dave O'Brien reported today that he may have to miss a couple of weeks with that injury for the Gwinnett Stripers. Heard Kelsey's report on Ronald Acuna Jr. He has begun hitting off the tee and doing some light jogging. So his baseball activities are beginning, but still no timetable for him to come back. We're still barely 2 weeks since he injured that knee at Fenway Park.
Got to be careful there. Make sure it's ready and then some.
It's bounced into the Dodger dugout by Camargo, who's putting up a fight here.
Sent the bat boys to the floor of the Dodger dugout.
Those guys are exhausted. Picking up all the home run bats for these Dodgers over the last 3 weeks. Another full count offering, and Camargo is down on strikes.
I'm not sure he ever threw Camargo a fastball. Not one for a strike. Maybe one that was fouled off, but everything else was slow and off speed. Slower. Good slider.
4 strikeouts, back to the top, Ozzie Albies, and now Dave Roberts is on his way to the mound as Buehler walks off the hill after he made that last pitch. This would be catastrophic for Los Angeles if he has any kind of discomfort. Again, as Joe said, he's already had the Tommy John surgery. And with all the injuries the Dodgers have had in rotation and all the pitching changes they've had to make in their bullpen, this would be a horrible situation if he has to leave with injury.
I think he's saying he's fine. But he's not going to be fine.
They're not going to let him continue. Wow, what a shame. Walker Buehler pitches 5 1/3 innings of brilliant ball and has to leave with 71 pitches. He struck out Camargo. And immediately someone in the Dodger dugout noticed something was awry.
I mentioned that he didn't. I don't know that he threw Camargo a fastball. Maybe that was part of it.
So Buehler will be taken down after 71 pitches, and this injury-ravaged Dodgers staff and the Dodger organization will hold their collective breath as we await word on why Buehler left tonight. Walker Buehler has to leave after 71 brilliant pitches tonight. He allowed just 1 run, 2 hits. Dave Roberts, Rick Honeycutt, the Dodger training staff monitoring their young right-hander whose night is done. And we will tell you about the new Dodger pitcher in a moment. It's a 5-1 LA lead as the Braves continue to bat here in the 6th inning.
Visit Synovus for your banking, lending, and investing needs. Synovus, the bank of here.
He's kind of acting like he's not too happy about coming out of the game. You could read his lips on the mound saying he was fine, but he doesn't have the last say on that.
So here's one of the more unique characters in Major League Baseball. This is Pat Venditti out of Creighton University. He's pitched in Oakland, Toronto, Seattle. He was with the Phillies organization and now pitching with LA. What makes him so unique is Venditti is a switch pitcher.
Yeah, check out his glove. He can switch the glove around inside out and use it to pitch right-handed.
Mizuno has made his gloves since he was 7 years old. It's a 6-fingered glove that he can flip around. And Venditti has to tell the umpire how he wishes to pitch before every hitter stands in there. And you saw him just say to Alan Porter, with the switch hitting Ozzie Albies coming up, he's going to deliver these pitches right-handed.
Very unique. His fastball sits 82 to 88. Throws a curveball from both sides, change up.
And the last Major League pitcher before Venditti got to the big leagues to throw a Major League game with both arms was Greg Harris.
I remember Greg.
Who did it in 1995. And like Venditti, Harris also had one of those 6-fingered gloves from Mizuno.
Was he with the Expos then?
Doesn't say.
Okay, pretty sure he was. Well, I don't care which side he throws from. It's nice that the Braves don't have to face Buehler anymore.
Yes, sir. He was extremely impressive. So Venditti's taking all of his warm-ups right-handed, which is kind of interesting because then you've got Swanson coming up. Then you've got the lefties Freeman and Markakis, so perhaps that's why. Let's see if he stays right-handed for these next 2 Atlanta hitters who are coming up with a man out and nobody aboard. So the Dodger bullpen in play again. A Dodger bullpen that for Dave Roberts had to throw 18 1/3 innings in Pittsburgh. Last 20 games, 88 2/3 innings. Only the Tampa Bay Rays have thrown more bullpen innings than the Dodgers over that stretch. And remember, they have a couple of bullpen games per week by design over the American League. So the Braves have 11 outs to get at least 4 more runs. Ozzie 0 for 2 tonight. Interesting sequence for him, as Joe pointed out last time up. He showed bunt with 2 strikes, and he almost got hit with the first one here. 1-0 the count.
Pass along any information we get on Buehler as it becomes available.
Venditti, 32 years old, born and lives in Omaha, Nebraska. Originally a Yankees farmhand. The pitch lifted towards center and playable for Jock Peterson. He lopes to his right and makes the play. 2 outs. Entering this season, Venditti a 2-2 mark, 41 career games. And he will stay right-handed, as you'd expect, against Dansby Swanson. Let's see if he reaches and he switches it up. Swanson 0 for 2, but he had the two of the hardest hit balls against Buehler. Ground ball up the middle that Forsythe snagged, and then a line drive shot to center, caught by Jock Peterson. Frisbee breaking ball in for a strike. And now an even count. Seattle keeps winning. They beat Tampa Bay 4-3. How about the Mariners without Robinson Cano? Seattle's won 8 of 11. They got their 40th win tonight. They're a game ahead of Houston out west in the American League. Swing and a miss.
You got to like what they're doing without Robinson Cano.
Another club out west hoping to hang in there is the Angels, who lost Shohei Ohtani. He's got a grade 2 ligament sprain in his pitching elbow. He's had a platelet-rich plasma injection. He's lost for a couple of weeks.
Kind of what he suffered from when they first signed him, wasn't
it? It was. And the real tragedy of that is everybody in the Major League Baseball offices was hoping he'd be available to participate in the All-Star festivities this year. Either as a player or certainly in home run derby action. That's not going to happen. That's a real shame. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top 3 Braves hitters 0 for 7 so far in the night. Dansby's trying to change that. He's done a lot of pawing around in that right-hand batter's box. Sharply hit and down the left field line for an extra base hit. That'll bang off the side wall, and Dansby doubles with 2 outs, and that brings up Freddie Freeman.
That was a break for Matt Kemp. I'm not sure what that ball hit down the line, that it didn't wrap around into that dangerous corner where you got to play balls that wrap around on the base of the stadium. Hanging breaking ball. Dansby nailed it. He stays hot on the trip.
And sure enough, Venditti will flip that glove over to his right hand, and he will pitch left-handed to Freddie Freeman. I don't believe he made any warm-up tosses left-handed after he took over for Buehler here. Let's see what Freeman can do with him. 1 ball, no strikes.
I thought he did, Chip. I'm not 100% either.
He did?
I thought he did his first few tosses before he started throwing right-handed.
It's my mistake. As Freeman ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. And ball 2. Braves need base runners and then somebody to pop one. You've got Markakis on deck. Lefty righty, doesn't matter to him. He's got a hit and the lone Braves run scored. Good cut, fouled off Grandal's mask. 2 balls and a strike.
Same damage either way for Freddie.
So far tonight, the Braves 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. This is their 4th attempt with a man in second or third base action tonight, as Grandal and Venditti talk over strategy for Freddie Freeman. That's another mound visit charged to the Dodgers. The 2-1.
Freddie was looking for that. That's why he went out after it. He made a good pitch, making sure it was off the plate.
And threw him another one. That last camera angle we had of Venditti gave you a great look at that 6-fingered glove. As he comes to the set position, you'll see where his index finger rests. There's a whole extra slot. It's wide open. Right there. 2-2 pitch. Down the right field line, hooking though, and it's going to be a fair ball. That'll bounce into the stands. That'll be an automatic double for Freddie Freeman, and the Braves get their second run. Back-to-back doubles for Atlanta makes it a 5-2 game. Right off the chalk. And somehow he kept it fair.
44th RBI. Made a mistake of not throwing that breaking ball out off the plate. 2-out run.
Braves have plenty of those this year. See if they can add another one with Markakis, who singled up the middle against Buehler, the first Braves hit of the game. He took a strike, 0-1. You get this one home, and all of a sudden, a little more doubt starts to creep in the minds of the Dodgers. It would make it a 2 or maybe 1-run game with a very tired, well-used bullpen.
Nick Splits, same thing. Pick your poison.
To center. Peterson retreats, but he's going to have room. Markakis provided all the power on that one, but not deep enough. Atlanta settles for 1, middle of the 6th inning, now a 5-2 game. full inning of relief tonight. It's 5-2 game. Stay tuned for the middle of the 7th inning. Coming up, it's the stretch presented by Advance Auto Parts. Bellinger, Puig, and Darth Vader in spikes. Yasmani Grandal, who's hit 2 homers tonight. And Freeman misfires downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. McCarthy and Buehler, the starters, both out of the game. Buehler's pitched deep enough to qualify for the win. 1 run in his 5 1/3 innings before leaving with some sort of an issue. No word yet from the Dodgers. Brandon McCarthy, 4 2/3, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 home runs in his return to Dodger Stadium tonight. Three balls, no strikes. Sam not quite as crisp as we would hope, at least not yet. 12 pitches, only 5 strikes. Ripped foul. On 3-0, 3-1 now. And that nearly hit him. It's ball 4, and Freeman's allowed the leadoff man to reach in the 5th inning and again here in the 6th. And it won't be Puig, it's going to be Chris Taylor. So Taylor for Puig in the 6th. Don't know if there's anything physically wrong with Puig. Taylor hitting .251. 8 homers, 26 RBIs, 13 doubles, 6 triples. How about that?
Yeah, last year we were here. I remember Brian Snitker said I was blinded by some guy in high stirrup socks just running around the bases like crazy. I think he came in late in one game and had a triple and a homer. Quite an addition to their ball club, where he was kind of a journeyman in the Mariners organization. Found his stride with LA. Great pickup.
He's played center field, third base, shortstop, and second. Ton of extra base hits for Chris Taylor, and they're touting as a potential all-star. And Freeman behind him, 2 balls and a strike. And maybe there's some fatigue for Puig. Dodgers coming home after a long but very successful road trip. Runner goes, good jump, pitch a strike, throw to second is not. And Bellinger a perfect 3 for 3 in stolen bases.
They're down near the bottom of the league in stolen bases. But took a big jump on the left-handed pitcher there. And for Kurt, he's only 1 for 16 on base stealers. Not all of that his fault, certainly.
Fouled away by Taylor, who had a huge series for the Dodgers as they knocked off the Cubs. In 5 games against Chicago in the NLCS last year, Taylor had 6 hits, 4 of them extra base hits, 1 double, 1 triple, 2 home runs. After hitting 21 homers in 140 games last year. You're right, what a find. Out of the University of Virginia. Dodgers got him from Seattle for right-handed pitcher Zach Lee in June of 2016. Swing and a miss. And Freeman takes care of Taylor for out number 1, his second strikeout.
Good off-speed pitch there.
But here's the villain, Grandal. He's hit 2 homers, both left-handed, both against Brandon McCarthy.
And both in the same exact spot.
His 9th career multi-homer games, 6 of them have come at Dodger Stadium. And the inside outs that ball foul to the right side, strike 1.
Almost got the first base coach, former Brave George Lombard. Speaking of draft week, remember when the Braves prevented him from going to University of Georgia, highly recruited running back. Braves took him, I think it was the 2nd round, signed him. Georgia fans were heard crying all over the state of Georgia.
We're good at that. No balls in a strike. Hey, how about the Oklahoma kid that the A's have drafted? Apparently they've worked out a deal that will allow him to play 1 year of college football for Oklahoma before beginning his baseball career with the A's.
That was a shocker they took him so high, but obviously they had a plan.
Runner trying to steal third, and the throw is off target. Bellinger steals second, steals third, and now a fly ball could give the Dodgers another run.
That's on Sam. There's nothing Kurt can do about that when the runner is practically sliding into third by the time he gets rid of it. That's not changing your looks. That's not freezing him and making him stop. Makes it a whole lot easier to get him in from third, too.
Infield comes in with 2 strikes, and Bellinger 90 feet away. The pitch. He went around, so Freeman takes care of that. 2 outs. You know, Joe, so much has been made in our game the last 15 years or so about the lack of stolen bases. I would assume that holding runners now is becoming as much a lost art as the steal.
You would think that there'd be an emphasis on it, but Sam not able to control it there, and that'll be it for him tonight.
Well, hopefully Peter Moylan can clean up the inning. Bellinger at third with 2 outs now in a 5-2 game. It's the Friday night showdown. Braves and Dodgers from Dodger Stadium, presented by Kaiser Permanente. 5-2 LA has the lead. Braves try to come back late. They've got a runner at third base with 2 outs, and Peter Moylan is on to face Kike Hernandez.
Peter gave up a run his last time out on the 4th at San Diego, but only twice has he been scored on in his last 10 appearances. Just looking at those retired numbers, that shot out there on the concourse. Number 42 really is a Dodger retired number.
Yeah. Jackie Robinson, the pitch. is taken a little low. 1 ball, no strikes. Such a great tradition here in LA. Great franchise, great players. All their retired numbers on the facade right below the upper deck down the left field line here. Pee Wee Reese, Tommy Lasorda, Duke Snyder, Jim Gilliam, our colleague Don Sutton, Walter Alston, Koufax, Campanella, Jackie Robinson, and Don Drysdale. Quite a collection.
Yeah, I'll say.
And of course, the greatest, Vin Scully.
Who we are told still attends some Dodger games from time to time.
The 1-2 pitch. Way outside. Nice stop. That's a big run to cut down if Moylan can do it.
Huge run.
And a cue shot on a broken bat that will stay foul. Arizona beat Colorado tonight 9-4 at Coors Field. So our game, the last National League game, still in progress tonight. And Hernandez will pick out of the bat. Well, LA has to win this game to keep pace. Arizona just picked up a game on Colorado. They're a game and a half in front of the Rockies. Dodgers could pull into a tie with Colorado if they win. And swept off the plate, full count. Forsythe on deck. Then the pitcher's spot. High fly ball deep left, but Culberson's there and he's got it. 4 innings ago, that might have been in the seats.
Yeah, I thought that was gone too.
Me too. Kike Hernandez thought so as well. Moylan does cut down that run, and we head to the 7th. By Advance Auto Parts. A lot of defensive changes for the Dodgers as the Braves come up here in the 7th inning. Kurt Suzuki will lead off. Ender Inciarte second. Charlie Culberson third. Chris Taylor stays in the game for Los Angeles. He's now the shortstop. Jock Peterson is in left. Kike Hernandez in center. Matt Kemp is in right field. We'll see how that works out. As Venditti goes to work and misses down and in. That gave up a run on 2 doubles in the 6th. So it's Peterson, Hernandez, and Kemp left to right in the Dodger outfield now. And here's where the Braves oftentimes go to work. 116 runs from the 7th inning or later. They need 3 to tie it up tonight. That almost hit him. And you hope this is where the fatigue of the Dodger bullpen plays a role, with Atlanta owning 9 more outs.
Absolutely it is. That's why that run, freezing that run at third base, was so important. You feel good about going into the latter stages of the game against their pen, given how much work they've had.
Three balls, no strikes. Keep in mind too, I don't know if Kenley Jansen will be available tonight. Jansen pitched the last 2 games of their road trip and had a 5-out save yesterday in the 2nd of those back-to-back outings. So let's see what happens here, as Suzuki is almost hit again and he walks to start the 7th inning. So 3 Braves have reached against Venditti in relief, and here's Ender 0 for 2.
Kind of missed that guy, don't you think? 115 out of 20, and he's only pitched once, and that was not a good outing.
Another back problem for Clayton Kershaw has sent him to the disabled list for the Dodgers, who have 4 of their projected starters disabled at the moment, and maybe have some issues with Buehler. Don't know yet. No balls and a strike for Ender. How to get him going. Under 7 for his last 43 at the plate. Little pop into shallow center. That might drop. That is going to drop. And all hands are safe for Atlanta. 1st and 2nd with nobody out. And how many times has someone said it in the history of the game? That's the kind of hit that maybe gets somebody going.
Let's hope so. I liked what happened there was because Hernandez in center, they had just moved him and moved him a lot from kind of shading to left center over to right center, and in the process the ball gets hit, so he's just settled. He just sat down right there, and then he got a horrible start. Broke back on it.
So now Taylor, Grandal, and Venditti meet on the mound, as Charlie Culberson, making his return to Dodger Stadium, has a chance to be a hero. One swing of the bat from Charlie could tie this game all of a sudden.
That was to buy some time for Dave Roberts.
So Venditti goes 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts, and a run so far. But Atlanta in business. 2 on, nobody out in the 7th. It'll be Charlie Culberson coming up. Braves right back in this game. It's 5-2 here in the 7th.
for all military by sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Well, the Braves are right back in this game. It's 5-2. Adam Liberator is the third Dodger pitcher to work. One of 18 different relief pitchers Dave Roberts has used so far this year.
You know, they've had to do some shuffling. They had DL Santana today. They've added some guys to try to shore up the bullpen. Liberator 90-92 with a changeup and slider. You don't often see in this situation a lefty brought in to pitch to a right-handed hitter, which leads me to believe that Liberator uses that changeup effectively to right-handed hitters in an effort to get a ground ball.
While he was warming up, Charlie went over to Kevin Seitzer and got a full scouting report. Let's see what happens here with 2 on and nobody out. And in for a strike. It's 0-1. Robertson, one of the hottest Braves hitter, a 7-game streak on the line tonight. He's 0 for 2 thus far. And the pitch. There it was.
That's a good one. Good motion on it too. Almost like a screwball there. Yeah. Turn it over a little bit.
Liberator acquired from Tampa Bay in 2014 and foul back.
Ooh. Got away with that one.
Yes, sir. Not surprising that the Dodgers went to Tampa Bay to make some acquisitions. Andrew Friedman, their president of baseball operations, used to be the head man over in Tampa Bay. And now the 0-2 pitch. His squib foul past Eric Young, and out of play. Will do it again. Friedman, the president of baseball operations here. He's in his 4th season. Stan Kasten still holding forth as the president and CEO of the Dodgers. We're trying to make a remarkable comeback from 10 games under 500 in mid-May. The 0-2. Sharply hit towards second. Might be 2. There's 1. There's the throw. Got him. Forsythe and Taylor, a nifty turn. And Charlie couldn't outrun the baseball. Runner to third. Now 2 outs.
Well, that's exactly what Dave Roberts was looking for. Ground ball. And that was a good turn. Great feed by Forsythe. It allowed them to beat Charlie by a half step.
So Peter Borges will grab a bat and pinch hit. Borges had a start in San Diego, went 1 for 3. That was his 2nd start of the year for the Braves. So hopefully those at bats will pay off here. Ball 1.
Just like in the bottom of the 6th, holding that runner at third. This is a big run to get in if you can somehow figure out a way with 2 outs. Cut the lead down to 2. That changeup again.
And remember, with Atlanta double switching Johan Camargo into the game in the 5th inning, Atlanta has just 2 reserves left on the bench. Preston Tucker from the left side and Tyler Flowers, the 2nd catcher, for the right side. And Peter couldn't check his swing. He's down to his last strike.
Shane Carl will be next for the Braves.
He had 2 on, nobody out before the double play. Brought up pinch hitter Peter Borges. One ball, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. Dave Roberts picked the right guy. Liberatore comes in, gets a double play and a strikeout, and Atlanta out of luck in the 7th inning. 5-2 your score. Time now for the stretch. Thank you, Andre. Thank you, Nick. Nice job on the stretch. 5-2 your score. Bottom 7, as Joe mentioned, it will be Shane Carl coming on. He'll have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up for LA.
Great numbers for Shane, and he's bounced back after that 4-game stretch where he gave up runs in 4 straight games. He's had 2 in a row of zeros, including 1 in San Diego.
And he starts Logan Forsythe with a called strike. Forsythe 0 for 2. Liberatore, the pitcher for LA, is on deck. Braves will have Camargo, Albee, Swanson, Freeman, Markakis lurking. That's why Dave Roberts wants him to stay in the game. We'll see how it works out. Braves tonight 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Single run in the 5th, single run in the 6th. LA has hit 4 solo homers tonight. 2 by Grandal, 1 by Muncy, 1 by Jock Peterson. And we did get word on Walker Buehler. He left the game due to rib soreness. A strike evens the count.
Well, that's better than elbow or shoulder.
Yep.
Of course, I'm sure the fear was that if they left him in there, that I'll say auxiliary injury would lead to something that he would favor that might hurt his arm.
Base is empty, nobody out. Pitch is low, and the other side of it is I'm hoping rib soreness doesn't mean code for oblique for Buehler. He pitched a brilliant game for the Dodgers tonight. Another big crowd at Dodger Stadium. We've already drawn 1.4 million fans this year. And downstairs, boy, oh boy, the Braves have seen the leadoff man reach from all 3 of their relief pitchers tonight. Muncy hit a homer off Freeman. Bellinger earned a walk, beg your pardon, 3 out of 4. As Moylan retired the only batter he faced, but now a leadoff walk to the bottom of the order and a chance for Liberatore to bunt perhaps. And that's what he's going to try to do. And it is foul. Strike one. No balls, one strike. Bunted hard to third. Camargo, strong arm, gets the out at second. The throw to first, not in time. Nice play by Johan to get Forsythe, the lead runner, and now Liberatore is going to have to run the bases. Let's see if that takes some steam out of him as the lineup now flips to the top of the order.
Nice throw, you're right, by Camargo off that back foot after he had to plant it to field the ball.
Here's Jock Peterson. 6 homers last 6 games. Last time up he went deep the other way. The pitch popped him up. And right behind the third base bag, Camargo in fair ground makes that play. 2 outs. So Carl gets the force play, the pop up, and now here's Muncy. Long home run for him in the 5th. Dodgers went back to back in that inning. One off McCarthy, one off Sam Freeman. Muncy now with 10 home runs for LA. Their notes say that despite being called up on April 19th, he's second on their team in most homers.
Don't hear much about him either.
Nope. Good stop by Suzuki. 2 balls, no strikes.
And when you're set up on the outside part and somebody throws 195 in off the plate and you still get a glove on it, that's pretty quick reactions.
Freeman plays behind the pitcher at first. Here it comes. And it's shot toward right center field. Ender on the run, not going to get there. That bounces past him and up against the wall. Venditti around third, Liberatore around third. He's going to score. The throw to third is going to be in time. And luckily Liberatore kept flying around the bag, because had he not touched the plate before the third out was made, that run wouldn't have counted. So they'll settle for the double by Muncy. That brings home Liberatore, and the Dodgers get another insurance run. It's 6-2 after 7. score the 6th Dodger run. He's just now getting to the mound. Hopefully that'll cost him some extra pressure here as the Braves come up in the 8th in Game 1 in Los Angeles.
At Rooms to Go, you can go any way you want. Go style, go savings, go today.
Liberatore's still huffing and puffing, isn't he?
I kind of got the gist of what you said. And really, I thought we'd come to Dodger Stadium this year and they would have done something about their obnoxious PA and the music. Not the public address announcer, but the music. I couldn't hear what you said coming through our mics.
Well,
and countless people complain about it and are bothered by it, especially the broadcast side. But when Vin Scully asks them to turn it down and they don't do it, they're not going to listen to anybody else, are they?
Nope. We put a bottle of water on our desk here in the booth, and there is so much bass and so much noise that it reminded you of a scene from a movie.
Yeah, from Jurassic Park when the T-Rex was coming and the water was kind of vibrating in the Jeep. That's what it is. It is hideous.
Yeah.
I can't believe MLB doesn't force something to happen out of respect for the broadcasts.
So we know a lot of our fans on social media have complained about it too. As Joe said, if Vin Scully can't change it, it probably ain't going to happen.
Somebody's being incredibly obstinate.
Johan Camargo leads off the 8th. It's late, 4-run deficit. Giant crowd in LA, 47,262. Nothing new. They draw 3 million every year here. Another perfect night for baseball. The Dodgers back home and leading 6-2. Fly ball hammered center. Kike Hernandez back. He's gone as far as he can go, and he won't get it. Johan Camargo homers over the center field fence, and the Braves get a run back. Great try by Kike Hernandez, but it's now 6-3.
Boy, is that good to see from Johan. That ball jumped. So the Braves come right back and get that run back that Liberatore scored. Boy, just cleared.
Again, how much exertion for Liberatore? What will that cost him here in the 8th? As Albies turns around and hits right-handed.
Yeah, I don't know what happened in right center. The ball with Ender playing in left center. He had a long way to go to try to cut that ball off that Muncy hit. But when it went to the wall, that gave Liberatore the room that he needed.
The 0-1 pitch. Called strike 2. Ozzy's got a hit in each of his last 3 games, but overall 3 hits in his last 30 tries. And the 1-2 spots for the Braves have been quite cold for an extended period now. And a roller foul. Albies lost the bat hammer. That stays alive. 0-2.
You don't see him get fooled like that. Again, this changeup from Liberatore has really had him off balance.
Man, look at him. He is red-faced right now.
Sure is.
Sucking down all the oxygen here at Dodger Stadium. Breathing really hard. No balls, 2 strikes. Sharply hit to short. Nice play. Taylor, 1 out. Dodger infield defense has been very impressive. Hernandez, Forsythe, and now Taylor, who was positioned perfectly. 1 out.
They're right around the bottom third of the league in defense in terms of errors, fielding percentage. Forsythe on the infield has the most, 6 errors.
Dansby hit a double to left off Venditti in the 6th inning and scored the 2nd Atlanta run.
He's hit the ball hard 3 times tonight.
This time rolls it to 3rd. And Muncy's throw on the money, 2 out. And this is how the Dodgers want Freeman to hit this entire series with the bases empty. Freddie 1 for 3 with an RBI double in the 6th. He brought home Swanson. Last year Freeman drove in 5 runs against the Dodgers. He's off to a good start tonight against them. And the first beach ball of the weekend got loose on the warning track in left center. Ball 1 for Freddie Freeman.
That appeared to be his slider. I don't know if he throws that change up to left-handed hitters. Slider instead.
Missed inside, ball 2.
Well, there's your answer. That was a changeup. Looks a little bit like a split, like a almost like a Vulcan grip on that.
And as you know, the key to that pitch is you have to hit your spocks. But he didn't with the previous pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 6-3 LA. They hit 4 homers. The Braves have 1. A moment ago, Johan Camargo went deep to center. And the 2-2 is on the way. Rolled foul. What is it with the Braves in these West Coast ballparks, partner? It's been a real mystery the last couple of years.
I know it's not weather related. It's always good weather. Beautiful night here.
In the case of the Dodgers and Giants the last couple of years, good teams.
True.
Is part of it. Braves have a good team too, and they're in danger of falling to 1-3 on the trip. As Freeman is caught looking on the inside corner. Gutty pitch by Liberatore, who surrenders just the Camargo home run leading off the inning. Time for the bottom of the 8th inning. LA 6, Atlanta 3 in game 1. Friday night showdown, Braves and Dodgers from Los Angeles, presented by Kaiser Permanente. LA scored runs in the first and second innings off Brandon McCarthy. They added a third run in the fourth inning. LA's hit 4 solo shots. Atlanta's answered with 1 to make it 6-3. And now Jesse Biddle is on, the 4th Atlanta reliever, to try to hold him right there and give the Braves a chance in the ninth.
His second appearance since that awesome 3-inning stint against the Nationals at home, where he struck out 8 batters. He had an inning down at San Diego a couple of days ago. 1 walk, no strikeouts, no runs.
And he's got the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up for Los Angeles: Kemp, Bellinger, and Taylor. As we told you, the Braves have caught the Dodgers when they are the hottest of the hot, winning 15 of their last 20 games, launching home runs at an unbelievable pace. And despite all their injuries to pitching, all the bullpen innings they've racked up, Dave Roberts' club is 3 outs away from a series opening win tonight. And that's, I'm sure, what scares the rest of the National League West. Somebody had a chance to really bury LA and couldn't do it. And now they're trying to get a game over 500. And with the economics of the game now, what a huge advantage LA has, I would assume, over everybody else out west at the deadline. If they're hanging in there, they can go get whatever they want. Enviable position to be in.
No different than anybody in the East who was hoping for as many losses early on for Washington as could possibly be piled on. Kenley Jansen up again.
He's gone in back-to-back games for the Dodgers. And he's 13 for his last 13 in saves. Swing and a miss. Kemp didn't get it. Good start for Jesse Biddle. 3rd time Kemp is struck out. His night will end offensively, 1 for 4 with a run scored, barring extra innings. And you'd think Atlanta would have a very good idea how to pitch Matt Kemp, much like Grandal's idea against Brandon McCarthy, former teammates. Here's Bellinger, 2 walks, 2 steals, and a fly out to right. I'm with you. I don't know if I'm buying the "I'm not going to lift and separate" attack by Bellinger.
Yeah. It's a 6-3 game, but 2 of the runs were walk related for the Dodgers. In the first inning, a single by Kemp, then a walk by Bellinger set up that base hit by Puig. So Kemp was in scoring position. And then a leadoff walk in the 7th. Liberatore bunted into the force play, but scored. Took the place of basically the guy who walked and scored on the double by Muncy.
Suzuki thought that was good enough, didn't get the call. 3-1 the count. Everything in the big leagues final except our game tonight. 6-3 LA, bottom of the 8th. High fly ball, deep right field. It's 5 homers for the Dodgers tonight.
Four straight games that he's hit a home run.
And folks, this isn't Coors Field. This is Dodger Stadium that they're doing this in this evening.
This was halfway up the bleachers.
So Peterson's homered 6 times in his last 6 games. Bellinger's hit 4 homers in his last 4. Grandal hit 2 homers tonight. Muncy hit 2 homers in Colorado on Sunday. He got in on the fun. And LA playing long ball against Atlanta now leads by 4. And Kenley Jansen, who was getting hot and ready to maybe pitch the bottom of the 9th inning and save this thing. Now the lead's too big for that to be in play. But he got hot. Let's see if Dave Roberts brings him in. So Bellinger with homers in 4 straight games. Halfway to that record of 8 consecutive games. Don Mattingly, Dale Long, Ken Griffey Jr. And LA in their last 7 games, 22 homers. They hit 34 homers in their first 39 games. What a turnaround. And low to Taylor. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bouncing ball to short. Nice play by Dansby. That was a tricky hop. And that's the 2nd out.
Yeah, he got one that was in between. If he doesn't charge it, he's not going to have a chance to throw Taylor out. Dansby's played some good short lately.
So Grandal, the hitter. 2 solo homers and a 6th inning strikeout.
Late night arrival, no batting practice. I wonder if the Dodgers will take BP tomorrow.
They'd better. Otherwise there's going to be an investigation. Nothing in 1 and downstairs. Looking ahead to the Atlanta 9th. Markakis, Suzuki, Enciarte the first 3. Kenley Jansen continues in the Dodger pen. 1 and 2. Back at it here tomorrow night. Anibal Sanchez and Alex Wood will hook up in the middle game of 3. Braves live at 8:30. First pitch 9:10 Eastern time here from Dodger Stadium.
An hour earlier, Alex Wood was having a tough time of it. 1 and 4 with a 4.5 ERA.
Sanchez coming off an excellent outing against the Nationals. 7 innings of 2 unearned run ball and just 2 hits. And up and away, even count. Giants beat the Nationals. Brewers beat the Phillies. That helps the Braves cause. Breaking ball and a flinch by Grandal. Again, upper part of the zone, but called the ball. If this score holds, the Braves will stay tied for first in the East. Swing and a miss, and that's the inning. Biddle strikes out a pair of Dodgers, but Bellinger with a long home run to right makes it 7-3 LA after 8. Toyota Tweet of the Week. This week's question is, besides Freeman, Markakis, and Albies, which Braves do you think have a shot to make the All-Star team? Give us a tweet at Fox Sports Braves using the hashtag BravesStars, and your tweet could be read on the Braves Live post-game show. Well, the Braves need 4 to tie, 5 to take the lead. Not an easy proposition against one of the best closers in the game, right-hander Kenley Jansen.
15 out of 17 in save situations. This is not one of those. Good ERA, low walks, high strikeouts, throws hard. Tops out about 96, but a real hard cutter. That's his stock and trade. And throw that cutter around 92 to 94. Mixes in a slider too.
Jansen had a 5-out save against the Pirates yesterday. He threw 22 pitches, 17 strikes in that appearance. This is not a save situation. Dave Roberts is going to use the Jansen card here and try to eliminate any hope for the Braves in the ninth. Since May 17th, Kenley's appeared in 11 games. The Dodgers have won 10 of them. He's earned 9 saves in that stretch. That's about as automatic as it gets in this day and age. And a belt high strike evens the count as we approach 10 o'clock Pacific time. Now to play foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Gives you a lot of looks. Little toe tap there. Sometimes he'll go Louis T out on you and spin around.
The 1-2 pitch. And lifted foul. Jansen out of Curacao. You know the story. Little league teammates with Didi Gregorius and Anderson Simmons. That would be quite a team.
And Kenley was a catcher.
And Gregorius played shortstop when Anderson pitched. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just missed.
Once in a while, Jansen will come right out of that what you think is going to be a stretch position and quick pitch you.
Lifted toward left, pretty well struck. And an awkward catch by Jock Peterson, but he made it at the track. Nick gave it a ride, but he's retired for the first out.
Slicing on him, so he had to turn and face it.
Kenley Jansen beginning his 8th full major league season this year. He's the all-time Dodger saves leader and all-time relief pitcher strikeout leader in their history. And joins Eric Gagne as the only Dodger pitcher with 3 40 save seasons. And he's a big horse, 6'5", 275 pounds.
Gagne was good for that stretch, wasn't he?
How about when he came in? They flashed the game over sign on the signage here, and it more often than not was. That's in for a strike. Braves have 2 outs left, trailing 7-3 in the 9th. As things stand now, Walker Buehler is going to pick up the win in this game. But you've got to give a big gold star to Adam Liberatore, I think. Pitching 2 innings with a depleted bullpen. He scored a run. and got the game to the 9th inning, and the Dodgers with 5 home runs just kept on adding on, and the Braves haven't mounted much offense tonight.
Yeah, Venditti came in and he didn't really fool anybody.
No,
they were putting the bat on him.
Little pop into shallow right. Kemp comes in, makes the play. There's the second out. Yeah, the key inning, the 7th for Atlanta, a walk and a single. And what was then a 5-2 game. Liberatore came in and got Culberson to hit into a double play and then struck out Peter Borges to end that threat. And now Jansen an out away from salting this one away for the Dodgers. And enter the final hope, a bloop hit for him in 3 tries tonight. Strike 1. And now Jansen and the Dodgers a strike away. And the Braves a strike away from a 1-3 start to the trip. 47,000 on their feet.
You mentioned that. Are there any other stadiums left that seat over 50,000?
Well, I'd have to think about that. Maybe Anaheim?
Nope.
Nope. I know they remodeled it. I was just off the top of my head.
Rogers Center, maybe?
Maybe. The 0-2 pitch. That's off and out of play left side. Nats Park, no. Miller Park, no. Phillies Park, AT&T, St. Louis, Cincinnati, City Field. Maybe in the mid to upper 40s. But not as big as this place. Maybe Coors.
Yeah.
Another big ballpark. But I mean, not many. Sharply hit to first. Bellinger's got it. And the Dodgers come home after an exhausting road trip and do what they've done for the last 2 weeks. They hit 5 home runs and they ride 5 1/3 innings from Walker Buehler to a 7-3 win in game 1 of the series. Pretty impressive power display by the Dodgers bats tonight.
Very impressive to bring it home. What they'd been doing on the road. Can't believe how the ball was jumping out of here tonight.
Buehler beats McCarthy. Dodgers beat the Braves. We'll recap it for you on Braves Live. That's presented by Xfinity, and that's coming up. For Joe Simpson, Kelsey Wingert, and our crew, Chip Carey. Stay tuned. The postgame show is coming right up.